Khorne Berzerkers, Unleashing the Wrath of the Blood God. Inquisitorial Report by Inquisitor Valeria Kryn. Ordo Malleus. Among the most fervent worshippers of chaos stands Khorne, the Blood God, embodiment of rage, violence, and martial prowess. His faithful champions, the Khorne Berzerkers, are unyielding warriors who unleash their bloodlust upon the battlefield, sowing chaos and destruction in their wake. This presentation delves into the origins, beliefs, tactics, and implications of Khorne Berzerkers, offering insights into the nature of their devotion and the challenges they pose to the Imperium of mankind. The origins of Khorne Berzerkers. The cult of Khorne. The worship of Khorne traces its origins to the earliest days of humanity's interaction with the warp. Khorne, the blood god, represents the primal urge for conflict and the ecstasy of battle. His followers, drawn to the allure of raw power, forsake reason and subtlety for unbridled violence. This cult has thrived across the millennia, gaining strength in the chaos-infested regions of the galaxy. The path to berserk madness. Khorne's followers, seeking his favor, strive to channel their aggression into frenzied acts of brutality. Among them, the Khorne Berzerkers stand out as the most zealous. These warriors undergo rituals and tests of devotion that lead them to a state of berserk madness, where they willingly surrender their sanity to their insatiable lust for bloodshed. Beliefs and philosophy. The worship of Khorne. For Khorne Berzerkers, the act of combat is a form of worship. They believe that each life claimed in battle adds to Khorne's power, enriching his essence with every drop of blood spilled. Honor and tactical finesse matter little to these warriors, it is the sheer act of killing that pleases their dark patron. The path to glory. Khorne Berzerkers are driven by an unquenchable desire to earn Khorne's favor and achieve a place in the afterlife known as the eternal battlefield. This belief fuels their aggression, as they seek to accumulate skulls and trophies as offerings to the blood god. A warrior's worth is measured by the tally of skulls they amass. Tactics and combat doctrine. The Red Butchers. Armed with chain axes and chainswords, Khorne Berzerkers epitomize close-quarters combat. They are clad in the sacred armor of the blood god and adorned with the trophies of their victories. Their howling battle cries fill the air as they charge headlong into battle, often completely consumed by their berserk rage. Frenzied assaults. Berzerkers are known for their frenzied assaults, during which they become virtually immune to pain and fatigue. Driven by their devotion to Khorne, they disregard their own well-being and the odds stacked against them, charging into even the most hopeless battles with an insatiable thirst for slaughter. Khornate rituals and bloodshed. Before battle, Khorne Berzerkers engage in rituals that invoke Khorne's blessings. Blood offerings, self-inflicted wounds, and frenetic chants form a prelude to their violence. Their acts of butchery during combat are dedicated to Khorne, and they believe that each foe felled brings them closer to their patron's favor. Implications for the Imperium. The threat within. Khorne Berzerkers are a direct threat to the Imperium's stability. Their unrelenting aggression can tip the balance of battle and pose a significant challenge to the disciplined forces of the Astra Militarum and the Adeptus Astartes. Their unyielding devotion to Khorne also makes them resistant to psychic manipulation, rendering conventional means of subduing them less effective. The corruption of loyalty. Khorne's influence is insidious, often exploiting feelings of anger and violence even among the loyal servants of the Imperium. Discontent and frustration can be manipulated into fervent loyalty to Khorne, leading to the creation of new Khorne-worshipping cults or the defection of disillusioned warriors. The physical descriptions of Khorne Berzerkers. To effectively combat the relentless threat posed by Khorne Berzerkers, understanding their physical attributes and appearances is crucial. This chapter delves into the distinctive characteristics that define these warriors of bloodlust, aiding in their identification and engagement on the battlefield. Armor of the Blood God. Khorne Berzerkers are adorned in armor that reflects their devotion to Khorne. Their armor is often adorned with intricate brass trimmings, skulls, and spikes, symbolizing their commitment to the Lord of Skulls. Battle-worn and etched with scars, this armor serves as both protection and an offering to Khorne's favor. Markings of bloodshed. Tattoos, scars, and ritualistic markings cover the exposed skin of Khorne Berzerkers. These markings signify their accomplishments in battle, the tally of skulls claimed, and the potency of their devotion. The symbols are often cryptic, representing prayers to Khorne or marking significant victories. Frenzied eyes. The eyes of Khorne Berzerkers burn with a fervent intensity. In the throes of battle, their pupils dilate, and a wild, fanatical light fills their gaze. This fervor is a reflection of their unwavering commitment to Khorne and their relentless pursuit of slaughter. Blood-drenched weapons. Weapons wielded by Khorne Berzerkers are caked with the blood of their enemies. Chain swords, chain axes, and other brutal implements carry the stains of countless battles, serving as tangible tokens of their carnage. These weapons are extended offerings to Khorne, infused with the essence of those they have slain. The mark of the blood god. Khorne Berzerkers often bear the mark of Khorne, a symbol that is branded or tattooed onto their flesh. This mark grants them Khorne's blessing, enhancing their combat prowess and instilling them with an insatiable desire for bloodshed. It is a badge of honor among the followers of the blood god. Unwavering physique. Khorne Berzerkers possess a physicality that reflects their martial dedication. Their bodies are honed to perfection through rigorous training and unending battles. Muscles ripple beneath their armor, their strength and endurance unmatched by conventional soldiers. Bloodlust-driven auras. In the heat of combat, Khorne Berzerkers exude an aura of bloodlust that inspires both their comrades and strikes fear into their enemies. This palpable aura is a manifestation of their fervor for violence, fueling their comrades' resolve and overwhelming their foes' morale. Countering the threat, strategies against Khorne Berzerkers. Psychic dampening fields. Harnessing the psychic potential of sanctioned psychers, the Imperium can create psychic dampening fields that disrupt the connection between Khorne Berzerkers and the warp. This disruption weakens their berserk trance, rendering them vulnerable to conventional tactics and decreasing their resistance to psychic attacks. Tactical withdrawal. Faced with Khorne Berzerkers' frenzied charges, tactical withdrawal can be a prudent strategy. Creating defensive fallback positions equipped with interlocking fields of fire and traps can exploit the Berzerkers' single-minded pursuit and impede their advance, allowing Imperial forces to engage on their own terms. Precision artillery strikes. Utilizing long-range artillery, such as basilisks and whirlwinds, allows Imperial forces to engage Khorne Berzerkers from a distance. Precise targeting and calculated strikes can thin their numbers before they reach the front lines, minimizing the impact of their initial assaults and sowing confusion among their ranks. Psychic nullifiers. Deploying Null Maidens, potent anti-psyker assets, can disrupt Khorne Berzerkers' connection to the warp and weaken their frenzy. These individuals possess the rare psychic nullifying gene, making them immune to psychic influences and capable of disrupting the Berzerkers' psychic communion with Khorne. Counter-psychic assaults. Equipping Imperial forces with anti-psyker weaponry and war gear, such as psychic hoods and null rods, enables them to counter the psychic abilities that fuel Khorne Berzerkers' frenzy. By neutralizing their psychic defenses, Imperial forces can exploit moments of vulnerability and reduce their combat effectiveness. Diversionary tactics. Engaging Khorne Berzerkers in multiple fronts and creating diversions can fragment their forces and distract them from their main objective. Utilizing fast-moving and highly maneuverable units, such as Space Marine assault squads or Astra Militarum sentinels, can lure Berzerkers into unfavorable engagements. Heavy weapon emplacements. Establishing fortified heavy weapon emplacements, such as autocannon nests and missile launchers, can provide concentrated firepower against Khorne Berzerkers' charging formations. These emplacements, supported by well-drilled crews, can weaken the Berzerkers' ranks and diminish their momentum. The adversaries of Khorne Berzerkers, defying the bloodlust. In the sprawling battlefield of the grimdark universe, Khorne Berzerkers encounter adversaries that defy their blood-soaked fervor. This chapter explores the factions and entities that stand as the most formidable foes of these chaotic warriors, engaging in a constant struggle against their unyielding violence and devotion to Khorne. Adeptus Astartes, Space Marines. Among the most stalwart adversaries of Khorne Berzerkers are the Astartes, the Space Marines. These superhuman warriors, each a symbol of discipline and unwavering loyalty to the Emperor, stand against the chaotic tide with tactical precision and advanced weaponry. Their rigorous training and unbreakable wills enable them to meet the Berserkers' uncontrolled onslaughts head-on, using their superior strategy and combat prowess to turn the tide against the followers of Khorne. The Black Templars. The Black Templars, known for their zealous devotion to the Emperor and their unyielding hatred of chaos, stand as a stalwart adversary against Khorne Berzerkers. Their fervent faith and sheer numbers allow them to weather the Berserkers' frenzied assaults, while their adherence to close-quarters combat tactics enables them to engage the chaos-worshipping warriors on their own terms. The Black Templars' relentless resolve and unbreakable formations make them a formidable force against the bloodthirsty hordes of Khorne. The Grey Knights. The Grey Knights, an elite brotherhood of the Ordo Malleus, are dedicated to combating the forces of chaos and demonic incursions. With their advanced psychic nullifying technology and specialized anti-demonic weaponry, the Grey Knights possess a unique advantage against Khorne Berzerkers and their chaotic essence. Their unwavering psychic resistance and knowledge of demonic tactics enable them to counter the Berserkers' ferocity and exploit their weaknesses, ensuring that the chaos-worshipping warriors find formidable adversaries in the Grey Knights. The Space Wolves. The Space Wolves, known for their savage tenacity and feral combat style, confront Khorne Berzerkers with a raw ferocity of their own. Their preference for melee combat and affinity for close-quarters brawls enable them to meet the Berserkers head-on, clashing in brutal engagements that mirror the Chaos Worshippers' own tactics. The Space Wolves' unyielding endurance and canine-like aggression make them a fitting counter to the Khorne Berzerkers' bloodlust. The Salamanders. The Salamanders, champions of humanity and defenders of the Imperium's ideals, provide a contrast to the fiery chaos of Khorne Berzerkers. Known for their dedication to protecting civilians and their reverence for life, the Salamanders embody values that stand in stark contrast to the mindless violence of the Berzerkers. Their strategic adaptability and emphasis on defense enable them to outlast and outmaneuver the Berzerkers, countering their chaotic fervor with calculated precision. The Ultramarines. The Ultramarines, known for their tactical prowess and adherence to the Codex Astartes, offer a disciplined and organized front against the Khorne Berzerkers. Their ability to maintain cohesive formations and adapt to changing battlefield conditions enables them to engage the Berzerkers on their own terms. The Ultramarines' emphasis on strategy and precision allows them to exploit the Berzerkers' predictable tactics and turn the tide of battle in their favor. Sisters of Battle, Adeptus Sororitas. The Sisters of Battle, fervent servants of the Ecclesiarchy, offer staunch resistance against the Khorne Berzerkers. Driven by their faith in the Emperor and armed with faith-infused weaponry, the Sisters meet the Berzerkers' brutality with unwavering resolve. Their zealotry and devotion to purity allow them to channel their faith into potent psychic and physical resistance, turning the tide of battle in their favor against the chaos-worshipping warriors. Ordo Malleus, Demon Hunters. The Ordo Malleus, tasked with combating the forces of chaos and demonic incursions, stands as an unyielding adversary to Khorne Berzerkers. Equipped with specialized anti-demonic weaponry, psychic nullifying technology, and an unparalleled understanding of the warp's dangers, the Demon Hunters utilize their unique capabilities to counter the Berzerkers' chaotic strengths. Their knowledge of demonic lore and tactics enables them to anticipate and counter the unpredictable and relentless assaults of the Berzerkers. Astra Militarum, Imperial Guard. The Astra Militarum, the vast human fighting force of the Imperium, offers a stark contrast to the ferocity of Khorne Berzerkers. Armed with disciplined formations, heavy weapons, and fortified positions, the Imperial Guard employs calculated strategies and overwhelming firepower to hold their ground against the Berzerkers' frenzied charges. Their ability to adapt to changing situations and maintain cohesive formations enables them to exploit the Berzerkers' single-mindedness and gain the upper hand. Tau Empire, Fire Caste. The Tau Fire Caste, disciplined and technologically advanced warriors of the Tau Empire, stand as an unexpected adversary to Khorne Berzerkers. Their long-range firepower, combined with their rapid maneuverability, allows them to engage the Berserkers from a distance, exploiting their frenzied charges' predictable nature. The Tau's focus on combined arms and calculated strategy enables them to outmaneuver and engage the chaotic warriors on their own terms. Tainted Arsenal, heretical tactics against Khorne Berzerkers. Demonic possession. Chaos sorcerers and cultists can invoke demonic possession to sow discord among Khorne Berzerkers. By channeling the power of the warp, they can temporarily possess a Berserker, disrupting their battle frenzy and turning them against their own allies. This insidious tactic can create confusion and weaken the Berserker's combat effectiveness, providing opportunities for Chaos worshippers to exploit psychic lures. Chaos sorcerers can employ psychic illusions and manipulations to lure Khorne Berzerkers into unfavorable positions. Illusory enemies, hidden traps, and mirage-like combat scenarios can distract the Berserkers and lead them away from critical objectives. This tactic plays on their frenzied state, making them vulnerable to manipulation by those who embrace the power of the warp. Diversionary rituals. Chaos cultists can conduct diversionary rituals to draw the attention of Khorne Berzerkers away from key battlefronts. These rituals can create unnatural phenomena, invoking the presence of demons or creating rifts in reality. The Berserkers, driven by their bloodlust, might be compelled to pursue these disturbances, leaving strategic positions exposed to other chaos-worshipping forces. Offering false skulls. Corrupt cultists might offer fake skulls and trophies as offerings to Khorne, inflating the Berserkers' kill tallies. These cultists, aligned with rival chaos factions, deceive the Berserkers into believing they are achieving greater favor with the Blood God than they truly are. This tactic can lead the Berserkers to disregard tactical considerations and pursue illusory glory. Desecration of sacred grounds. Chaos-worshipping factions can employ rituals to desecrate sacred sites or holy grounds, invoking Khorne's ire against the Berserkers. By corrupting the very essence of their worship, these factions can draw the Berserkers into devastating confrontations with tainted demonic entities or other chaos-aligned foes, exploiting their zeal to further the cause of chaos. The existence of Khorne Berzerkers is a testament to the enduring allure of chaos and the lengths to which some will go to embrace the darkness within. Their devotion to Khorne, the Blood God, drives them to acts of unparalleled violence and ferocity, rendering them formidable foes on the battlefield. The Imperium's fight against the chaos-worshipping hordes is an unending struggle, and understanding the beliefs and tactics of Khorne Berzerkers is crucial for the survival of humanity in a galaxy consumed by war and darkness. As Inquisitors of the Ordo Malleus, it is our solemn duty to uncover and combat these threats, lest the tides of chaos overwhelm the light of the Emperor's divine order. Khorne Berzerkers represent a dire threat in the tumultuous galaxy of the 41st millennium, their ferocity and devotion to the Blood God posing challenges to the Imperium's survival. By implementing strategies such as psychic dampening fields, tactical withdrawals, precision artillery strikes, psychic nullifiers, counter-psychic assaults, diversionary tactics, and heavy weapon emplacements, the Imperium can counter the Berserkers' fervor and neutralize their deadly assault. Through calculated tactics and strategic adaptations, the defenders of humanity can stand resolute against the chaotic tide and safeguard the Emperor's realm from the malevolent forces that seek to consume it. As Inquisitors, we must marshal these strategies to preserve the light of the Imperium against the consuming darkness of chaos. Imperium against the consuming darkness of chaos. Imperium against the consuming darkness of